Alrighty, so this is episode 218. We are still within. I mean, we're halfway to January, so but we're still within the very beginning of 2023. And as usual for January, not a whole lot happens to an extent. So the news is a little light today, so we'll potentially have a shorter show, but we'll probably tangent off into something, so it'll probably be the usual length in some sense, but we'll see. But of course, welcome back to the Hypecast with yours truly, as always, Sean, aka Hawk525, with my cohort, as always, Zawa, in the mixes, as you can see here. Not much has happened in the fighting games section. We'll just go right into it. So we had a small update when it comes to the Panda stuff, right? You know the whole thing with the Panda Cup being pretty much canceled, and then Smash World Tour is definitely canceled for sure. Nothing big has developed other than the fact that Alan was on. Dr. Allen was on. I think it was like what do you call those? Like Twitter Space or something like that. The Twitter listening thing on there for an interview, and I guess went into more detail, I guess, but despite that, still not really like helping him out nor the other side of things, right? So it's kind of like a lot of he said she said sort of thing. Maybe a couple more details, but other than that, nothing really big has developed on that side of things. But what's for sure though, let me bring this up here. What happened for sure though, regarding the Panda, is that ESAM, right? He was one of the big names for Panda. Has now said, or has tweeted very recently, today is the end of my 7.5 years at Panda Global. This was not my decision, but I am now a free agent looking for new esports and content teams. I'll give an explanation what's happening later, because right now I'm focusing on Genesis. I believe Genesis is, well, as we record this weekend, but by the time this episode comes out, Genesis should be over, if I am correct. But so yeah, so ESAM was like kind of like essentially the name, right? He was kind of like the player with Panda. You know, whenever people thought of Panda, a lot of first names would be ESAM. The first faces or first player that would come to mind is ESAM, whether they like him or hate him, right? And so, you know, seeing that, it's like, damn, like even ESAM is out of it now, and it essentially is saying like, well, if this guy is out, essentially something big has happened, but they haven't. Panda Global or Panda has not given out any statement just yet. And here's another big name I would say after. Oops. Oh, there we go. Another big name after ESAM, which is Mars. Mars is the Zero Suit Samus player, and then ESAM is the Pikachu player, just to clarify things, and Smash Ultimate. Mars even said, sadly today, excuse me, I announced I am no longer with Panda Global. It was an amazing ride while it lasted. Appreciate all the people I met and opportunities I was given thanks to them. I'm optimistic about the future and looking forward to bigger and better things. And so, just by judging the first sentence here, sadly today, you know, that it wasn't his decision either to leave Panda. So what I can only assume here is that like Panda's really like going down for sure. If they are or not, well, I mean, I guess it's the word, but forcing players out at this point. Any comments so far on these two players?
Pretty much, you know. What's like? Good luck in your future endeavors, and I don't know, with Panda, they still trying to put out them fires that you know, from how many recordings did we do past then?
Oh man, I mean
Yeah.
it was from December, so I'd say 3, because we did take like
Like
a break or 2 breaks. No, we did take a long break during December, so
mhm.
it's kind of hard to keep count. But I say 3-ish, but go on if you have anything else.
Really interested. Like I know this I don't want to know like who's gonna pick them up, after
Oh
this.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think they definitely deserve something, right? So
Mhm.
these I've said this a couple of times in the past that I've mentioned this a couple of times in the past that I did work with Panda, and of course, having to do so, I did edit something with ESAM and something, at least something with Mars. So you know, um, especially with ESAM, I think there was something going on with ESAM's editor. I don't know if like he or she or they were busy or something. But I got something from ESAM like, oh, could you edit this real quick? I'm like, oh shit, sure, yeah. I think
Mm.
it's been a while, so my memory's a little foggy on that. But yeah, I mean, I didn't directly work with ESAM, so to say, but content wise, it seemed like nice person, that sort of thing.
Mhm.
Funny though, I mean, when at the time I was hanging out with Quiet and Keeters at Evo, it was like one of the older times we went to Evo. They met, they wanted to get a picture with Esam, and I was kind of just like hanging in the back. I was kind of like, just whatever. But it's funny that they caught him after he lost, so he's kind of like, yeah, all right, sure. Like,
Like he wasn't
yeah,
like he was there, but he wasn't
yeah,
there,
yeah, yeah,
so to
exactly.
speak.
So it's kind of funny. I'm like, kind of like just watching that from the back, unfold. Kind of. I mean, there was
You
a
were watching
yeah.
not a train wreck. You're just watching like something bad gonna happen. It's like,
Hmm.
should I tell? What?
Yeah.
No, let them cook.
Yeah. Hold on. Let him cook.
Let them cook.
Yeah. Let them cook. Yeah. No. No. I mean, he took it pretty well though at the time. I think he handled the
Yeah.
situation pretty well. So it tells you like he's a pretty decent person to say the least. I don't know the guy
Mhm.
directly or anything like that, but at least a decent person. But people like to hate on him because it's a Smash community, blah blah blah. But again though, like it's and I'm sure Mars is the same. He's kind of like a shit poster kind of guy. Like he just likes to crack jokes and stuff like that, blah blah blah. But
Mhm.
I'm sure they're at least decent people in real life. But having to see this happen to them obviously sucks. Having them like just work hard and work their ass off, and for only for the one person essentially, um I hate to say it, but Alan kind of like caused the whole domino effect in a worst way possible. And now, yeah, I mean, just again, like seeing these two uh essentially being forced out, it's like it's kind of like really telling me that yeah, Panda is probably likely going to just shut down at this point, kind of like what happened with Echo Fox. Although I don't know what I don't think there was any drama, so to say, with Echo Fox. It's just that the money wasn't there or something like that. I don't know. It could be, but it wasn't like it was in public at the time. If anyone remembers Echo Fox, um, with like there's a lot of big players like Justin Wong, of course, Sonic Fox, Tokido, Mewtwo King, right? Like a good grip of them, and I think even the Kill Sage, I think, right, was there at some point. You get the point. I think they're just gonna shut down at this point. Like how can you come? How can one continue after that sort of situation? maybe perhaps not exactly shutting down, but like maybe a big rebrand, like no more Panda. Like it could be just some new name or something, restructure everything, you know. But essentially dropping the Panda name. So I think that is the least that'll happen for sure. But yeah, it sucks to see these two players, right? Having to had the same situation at this point. And not only them, I put a quick note in here. Content creator Giuna, usually more affiliated with the anime side of things, the anime fighting game sort of community. Giuna also hung on to the very end, and was forced to leave the team at this point. He even made a video about it. I think it's like one of his recent videos. So yeah, similar situation along with Mars and ESAM. They hung on to the very end, and kind of shows that they really believe that they wanted to really turn around Panda after the situation, but looks like business is not healthy, so that's why. The climate of things for Panda is looking not so good. So very unfortunate at this point that this all happened because of one dude. So definitely not the best way to go out on, but very unfortunate. But I'm sure ESAM and Mars, and of course even Giuna, are gonna find something. So, if you don't have anything else to say, that is essentially it for the fighting game stuff.
Let's go.
Yeah. One other thing. Sorry. One other thing. Sorry about Panda is that you have to remember that they're the only esports team that was dedicated to fighting games, right? Because usually Liquid, TSM, right? Those other esports teams aren't so just about fighting games. They also do FPSs. They also do League of Legends, right? Or something like, or not League of Legends specifically, but just other games in general, especially with Liquid, right? There's really no other esports team that really only does fighting games. Panda was the only one, so therefore they're the biggest esports team dedicated to fighting games, and they even were making money during their time. So it kind of goes to show of what Panda has accomplished amongst esports teams. So they're kind of, yeah. So obviously they're kind of the big name for fighting games, for fighting game members. The FGC, of course. They're the big name behind it, essentially. Besides, like, Mad Cats back then, and such and such. So yeah, but it's kind of sad to see that Panda is sort of in this state, and it's just only looking not so good in a grand scheme of things. I don't think there's anything that they can do really to improve themselves over time, other than remodeling or restructuring, renaming their brand, and starting over essentially from square one. So, all right, that's definitely it for that one. So, best of luck to ESAM, Mars, and Giuna, and of course the rest of the people who decided to leave and such, like Punk. Punk was another one, but he left on his own terms. But good luck to the rest of the Panda players, or former Panda players. Hope they have a new place called home when it comes to the esports side of things. Okay, so let's go on to the frontline news, which is just a little reminder here. This is just a little quick one involving with PlayStation and Discord. I don't know if anyone remembers this, but there was an announcement back then with Discord going into PlayStation for integration, which means that you don't have to use your PC or your phone for Discord, you can use your PlayStation if you have the option, right? So
Mhm.
one person in our Discord, Afro, actually is in that sort of situation, right? Like he doesn't have the best sort of PC. I don't think he has really the phone to set up, you know, so adequately. But it's PlayStation, right? You know, he's got a PlayStation for sure because he streams off of a PlayStation, so he can use the PlayStation to essentially do the Discord calls, and hopefully would mean that like he won't have any of those problems that we usually see or hear from him and stuff like that. So people like him are in that sort of niche specific situation would be good. Or anyone in general who doesn't have a PC to run it, along with multitasking with like other apps and such like that, or the phone the phone plus Bluetooth or headset to kind of run it right efficiently. So that's cool. Hey, if you want to use a PlayStation to run Discord, that's coming in March. The beginning of March. It says PS5 system update 7.0, March 8th of this year, will include the full Discord integration. PS5 games will be streamable via cloud streaming for those subscribed to the PlayStation Plus tier. Or Plus Premium tier, excuse me. Alright, so any comments on that one? Particular comments?
I think people are saying Xbox had it already.
Oh, did they? Oh, wow.
Yeah, the Discord function thing, but I could be wrong.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm glad that PlayStation is like trying to appease, some part of the masses.
Mm-hmm.
That, that
Yeah. Yeah. I think in this case, that's kind of a small W for PlayStation, right? So
yeah,
a small one, but niche, little group, but yeah, well, it works. I don't see why it would hurt. All right, so let's get these ones closed, and this one, I'm sure you have something to say about this, which is the Wizards of the Coast situation with the open game license update. So we did talk about it right at the end on last time, and could you like kind of quickly go over what happened? Like what was like the situation with Wizards of the Coast and Dungeons and Dragons and such like that?
and now it's kind of like now with this whole open game license with Wizards, they're still digging, their grave deeper now.
Right,
It's not even looking good.
right. But what was happening before? That's how I was asking. So get people up
Yeah.
to speed.
So what's happening before everybody? This open game license. Long story short,
Mm-hmm.
they're trying to monopolize everything that's tabletop gaming
Mm-hmm.
and try to make it like D&D is the only like tabletop gaming if you want um the style of Dungeons and Dragons to be played under the little umbrella of Wizards of the Coast.
Right. So yeah. So like other games like what was it? Pathfinder was it?
Pathfinder,
Mm-hmm.
Paizo, and like of the sorts. Yeah,
Right.
they're trying to say like don't play them, play
Mm-hmm.
ours.
Right.
And then with the internet being the internet, good and bad. Some dug deeper into the what's it called, the draft. But again, you don't call something a draft if it's already signed by executives and whatnot. Don't know how they were trying to pass that up. It also looked like that Wizards was trying to go like, okay, if you create content like homebrew content using like our mechanics and whatnot, we have the right to go, oh, that's ours now.
Oh,
And
wow.
it's like, no, like no.
Damn, that's like Nintendo saying, "Oh, we own platforming gameplay." You know, you can't really trademark or copyright gameplay mechanics.
And then currently, right now, with this open game license,
Mm-hmm.
their Wizards is asking the community, for feedback, and the community gave good feedback, and now they're going like, okay, maybe this wasn't a good idea. Let's go privately. Let's ask privately, like,
I
what do you think of this? Is like, how's that gonna solve anything?
know,
You're
yeah.
still gonna get those people like really telling you what's wrong with the open game license.
Mm-hmm.
And then from recently, I saw Hasbro's stocks. You can see it like from months,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. Like plummet
a
real fast,
decline.
right?
It plummeted. Like you can see the timeline. It wasn't like a month's worth of time, plummet. It was like
Right.
a week
A week. What?
decline, like just
Super
going
fast.
straight down. It's
Yeah,
like,
super fast, right? Yeah, I can imagine.
yeah, can you imagine? And then also there are those saying that we should go boycott Hasbro and Wizard of the Coast. Um,
Right.
boycott the upcoming D&D movie with Chris Pine, and it's like, okay, boycotting, yeah, you can boycott a lot, but you boycott them like a movie or a TV show like that, Hollywood's just gonna look like, oh, no one wants this type of movie, then
Mm-hmm.
we're never
Mm-hmm.
gonna make it again. To which some of us in the D&D community is like, no, we want to see D&D movies, we want to see D&D shows, so don't go, you know, Rambo and say boycott everything.
Mm-hmm.
To which again is like, for those saying like we should boycott anything Wizard of the West Coast, is like, okay, you like Critical Role? Uh-huh. Then don't watch Vox Machina that's coming out tomorrow. Season 2.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you really want to play the boycotting stuff? Then don't watch anything D&D related ever again then.
Right.
Don't
Right.
watch Critical Role on every Thursday. Do not watch Fox Machina. Don't watch those content creators for D&D to read like very bizarre stories of D&D players being the really interesting characters.
Yes. Right.
But like that one lovely title, Simps sympathy over each other and destroy the campaign within. It's like, what?
Mm-hmm. So,
Well,
the latest quote unquote development of this whole thing, they did come out with a statement rather quickly. This was about 6 days ago, as we record this, and it says an update to the open game license, right, from the tweet on the Dungeons and Dragons Twitter, official one, right? Yep. So got the yellow check mark and everything. Very very strange color, but that's how it works. Anyway, let's take a look here because there's some lovely words that were said in here. Um, let's go skip all the way to I think the last two paragraphs. Let me just make sure we're not missing any juicy details. Well, hold on. Mm,
the juicy detail is, I don't think it's in this one, but it was in another thread talking about like they want they won and so did we. It's like, no,
this
you're
is
not winning
this is
anything.
the statement. This is the
Yeah.
statement. So okay, so I'll go ahead and read these highlighted marks right here. As we continue to invest in the game that we love and move forward with partnerships in film, television, and digital games, that risk is simply too great to ignore. The new open game license will contain provisions to address that risk, but we will do it without a license back and without suggesting we have rights to the content you create. Your ideas and imagination are what makes this game special, and that belongs to you. A couple of last thoughts. First, we won't be able to release the new open game license today because we need to make sure we get it right, but it is coming. Second, you're going to hear people say that they won and we lost because because making your voices heard forced us to change our plans. Those people will only be half right. They won, and so did we. My brother in Christ.
It's like tell me you backpedaled so hard without telling me you backpedaled so hard.
Yeah. I guess I'll read like some of the last parts too. So, our plans was always to solicit the input of our community before any update to the open game license. The drafts you've seen were attempting to just do that, or to do just that. We want to always delight fans and create experiences together that everyone loves. We realize we did not do that this time, and we are sorry for that. They're the magic words. Our goal was to get exactly the type of feedback on which provisions worked and which did not, which we ultimately got from you. Any change this major could only have been done well if we were willing to take that feedback, no matter how it was provided. So we are. Thank you for caring enough to let us know what works and what doesn't, and what you need and what scares you. And you kind of know the rest of it. It's kind of fluffy, not fluffy stuff at that point. So, but the highlight, especially this little paragraph right here, the we won thing. Jeez Louise, man.
It's like, just take the L.
Just
the L, please.
They can't even take an L gracefully, man. Like, bro, you admitted that you were wrong. How's that you winning? You know what I mean? Like,
it's like, you know, it's like those it's like you think that, you know, oh, we're winning because we're making draft 2.0 now. It's like, no, just stop.
yeah.
Here's this big L, and here's the consequences of your big L.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You want to blame the community for this big L? No. You blame yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of wish someone made the meme with Bane from the Dark Knight movies.
Yeah.
That one scene where he's like, "You think you have power?"
Yeah.
Like Wizard of the West Coast is the guy, and then the community is Bane.
Yes.
You think you have power over me?
Yeah.
Like, that's right. That is actually like right now what Wizard of the West Coast thinks that they are. It's like, we have power over you. No, you don't. Yeah. What gives you money? The consumer. If the consumer don't like the shit that you're pulling, yeah, where's your money?
Yep. the
And then
world.
again, like
Yeah.
with the internet kind of like bashing other like content creators of D&D, like Critical Role, because Critical Role gave out a statement that was very neutral, but if you read between the lines, you
Yeah.
could see where they're coming from. They go like, it's like they're not for all of this right now. They cannot say what they're truly saying because guess what? They're under contract
Uh-huh.
that disclosure hanging over their heads. Chill out.
Yep.
Wizards of the West Coast. Jesus Christ. They should have never touched the current, well, not current, but the before draft open game license.
Mm-hmm.
But no, they had to go like see what's hip and stuff, like NFTs, this and that. It's like no, no. Some of your consumers gave zero shits about the NFTs. I don't know why you're bringing up NFTs.
Yeah. A lot of these companies are doing, and I think somebody put it best to from the YouTube channel I kind of frequent quite a bit when it comes to gaming news, which is funny enough, the Angry Joe show. Somebody from the channel put it best is that these companies are just they're testing their consumers, right? You know, they just do these things on purpose to test them, to see how they feel about them, and whenever people, of course, whenever there's backlash, companies like to usually you know, form into the demands of the consumer. And then they turn it to like, oh, we listen to you. It's a PRW. Hey, you know, we listen to you. That sort of thing.
Or you have companies like what is right now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe blaming the consumers.
Right.
You just don't understand what we're doing for you. It's like, no, it's you guys don't know what.
And yeah, a lot of these companies also say like, oh, it wasn't in our intention to. It's like, yes, it was your intention to do this. It's like, why would you even go there if it wasn't your intention? Right. You're trying to further your business, even and you know, but obviously people don't like that. And then you turn around, backpedal, and try to make it into as if, oh, we listen to you. See, we were showing you that we listen, right?
We listen.
We're,
you guys won and we won.
Yes.
We're on the same team.
Exactly. Yeah, we're on the same team. Hey, you won. We also win too. You know, they're just like here, right? It's just ugh. I'm going to use the word, but that is cringe. Right? Like that is absolute cringe. You won, we won too, right? that line.
Yep, it's like where you guys going?
Yeah, we're here for you, right? Even like Blizzard is starting to sort of slowly do that with Overwatch, because I heard they're gonna like overhaul the rewards for the battle pass when it comes to the at least the free side of things, the free to play players. That's what I heard anyway. And then Blizzard's gonna be like, we listen to you, so therefore we're right there with you. We win too, right? Yep. When you know, you intentionally made the battle pass shitty so that you can like kind of play with people's FOMO and shit, or not to mention pretty much entice people to buy the battle pass, right? Like with the $10 or whatever. Gaming companies, man, or just business in general nowadays, man. They're really, really trying to squeeze out as much revenue, profit, whatever, as much as possible, even if it means to the disagreement of their consumers. And I have a feeling that they're gonna, in this particular case, Wizards of the Coast is gonna have something else kind of brewing in the future to again test the waters, right? To like try to possibly again, get the PRW, quote unquote. What a fucking nuisance is all I can say. Now, of course, I'm not really involved with the D&D stuff, but I can definitely sympathize because Nintendo tried to do something like that with YouTube content, but they learned their lesson. They didn't say like, "Oh, we heard you, so we're right there with you. So you win, so we win as well," or something like that. No, they're just like,
Yep.
We're just gonna just not do that anymore." That's essentially what they kind of said. So again, it's kind of like just history repeat itself for those who fail to learn a type of situation. Although Nintendo's still kind of like on the shitty side because of the other things that they've done over the recent years. Yeah. What a time. What a time to be a consumer for video games. And, well, just gaming in general, really, because this is...
Yep, gaming in general, and also we barely finished with the first month of the new year.
I know, right?
Things are already, like, the fan already got hit. The fan is just, like, hanging right now, ready to fall.
Yeah. Hopefully, it just won't be as bad, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We still have 11.5 months to go, essentially.
Unfortunately.
Yes. All right. Well, glad that they're not going forward with that. Exactly, anyway. Let's go on to some game stuff. So, this is potentially something cool, but this is just rumors for right now. But according to VGC, the voice actor who plays Raiden in the Metal Gear Solid games has seemingly teased there may be new announcements in the coming weeks, quote unquote. I don't know where they got their source from, but
I know. I know. It's a new Raiden, Metal Gear Revengeance game.
yes.
But it's a pachinko game.
No, not even. It's a mobile game. No, it's an NFT game. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, Jack the Ripper is the one that's carving out all the entities in the world.
Oh man. Yep.
I can see it now. So good. So bad.
And then now you can own a picture of Jetstream Sam and Sundowner and Monsoon and who was the chick? I forget the chick's name. It's been a while.
Yes. Her name is Yes.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, it's been a long while since I last thought about Metal Gear Rising's story, but I mean I don't expect it, of course, to be like a direct sequel or anything like that. But I mean, you never know. They'll try to continue with Kojima, yes. Maybe, but unless they grab somebody who's like a big fan of Kojima or something, I don't know. Maybe it could be just it could be just a mobile game. For all we know, it could be just a pachinko machine, like you said. But I don't know. I feel like it's just something else really in general. Probably just like merchandise maybe. I don't know. For all we know and care.
A portable pachinko machine.
A portable pachinko machine. There you go. Isn't that what isn't that what a isn't that what mobile games are? Isn't that just what mobile games are, man?
Maybe, pretty
Yeah,
much.
pretty much, yeah. I don't think there's ifs, ands, or but. I mean, like, okay. I mean, it could be a movie. Okay. I mean, somebody in here or the article mentioned a movie. Okay, it could be a movie. It could be a Netflix series. I don't know. It could be like a CGI Netflix series.
Hmm.
We don't know. It says in the coming weeks, so we'll potentially know soon if these rumors are true. But you know, it's been a shame though because Kojima had that incident with Konami, which I'm surprised nothing has been said since, right? Like of the full details of what happened since I'm pretty sure he's passed the thing, like the NDA or whatever, right, of the contract. Unless it says forever, then you know we
I
will
think you
never.
just don't care.
I don't. Yeah, but it's probably just that. It's just personal morals. Like he doesn't even want to talk about it. And Konami hasn't said anything either. So in those last past years, so they would. I think neither of them don't want to get involved further with this whole the situation. But again, it is a shame though because it definitely means that we're not getting just that true spiritual sort of successor slash sequel to Metal Gear Rising because it was such a cool game for what it was, right? Um, it's the birthplace of some of the greatest songs, some of the funniest memes, or rather used memes at this day and age. And yeah, man, there's just so much like things to take away from just from that little short game. It's like what 8 hours if you play it casually.
8 hours at most.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it is a shame though because Kojima's not behind it, no matter what. So I don't think it'll feel like a sequel, like a true sequel by any stretch.
Yep.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what this is all about.
Hmm.
Oh wait, no, never mind. I've seen this video. It's like a dub, whatever. Someone dubbed it over, so we don't need to hear it.
Okay.
Okay, so this is just an overview from Gematsu of what is coming up for at least this first half of this year. So of course we have 16, right? Final Fantasy 16. We have DLC for Horizon Forbidden West, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Assassin's Creed Mirage, Resident Evil 4 remake, Forspoken, which is like coming pretty soon. Suicide Squad. Although there was a leak for Suicide Squad killed the Justice League that there's a battle pass in there, so people are just like, oh boy.
That's fine. I think some companies that believe that live service, like with battle pass and stuff, needs to be in every game. It's like, no, it does not.
Yeah. I think with that, I'm just gonna wait and see what's going on. If there's anything else that releases that around that time, Suicide Squad comes, we'll see. If there's nothing else, then I'll grab Suicide Squad. If there's nothing else to grab. But anyway, Dead Space, the remake.
Grab it from Redbox.
Oh yeah, if that's even around. Stellar Blade, Street Fighter 6, of course, right? Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Alone in the Dark, Firewall Ultra for, oh yeah, that's for PlayStation VR 2, Pacific Drive, Lords of the Fallen, Horizon Call of the Mountain, that's the VR game for Horizon, Destiny 2 Lightfall expansion, Intern Knights, Tchia, this game called Seasons, Sin Duality, Hogwarts Legacy, of course, and WoW Hearts. So that is pretty much, it's pretty jam-packed this first
Yep.
half of 2023. Yeah, obviously I'm looking forward to 16, definitely for sure. And that's just PlayStation, right? You know, it's not even including, of course, the Switch and all the other stuff, the PC stuff, Xbox, of course.
Yep. And then also like mostly that list is like PS exclusive or
Yes,
time exclusive. There you go.
yes, exactly. That's just a small part of the world of gaming, and that alone already looks like a lot going on. It feels like there's something to do every month for gaming already, just from this list alone. Especially in June, because that's both Street Fighter and Final Fantasy 16. So that's gonna be wonderful. Alrighty then. I want to talk about One Piece Odyssey a little bit. We were talking about it earlier. And what were your questions again? As a way to start the conversation.
I'll just reiterate that or restate the question. Question one: VA English? Is there English or is it strictly Japanese?
Right. So that one is strictly Japanese, just subtitles, of course, English subtitles, only Japanese voices, which I think is for the best because time, and you don't have to deal with the union stuff, and of course less money to spend, which is fine for me because I like Japanese voices anyway, personally. But what was the next one you said or asked?
Next one. The next one was is it? Do you start like in the middle? You know, like is it from like straight from the beginning of One Piece until currently now, or is there like a spark
Okay, so
that it takes place and then it goes forward from there?
it's still just the 9 members, right? And then this is time skip, of course, and they're on a different or just a random island. But then the first big chapter, right, or technically chapter 2, is Alabasta, and I just finished that one. That's the only big level thing I finished so far, and I just did that like what, yesterday. So yeah, I mean it's like one of those games where you're like revisiting islands, revisiting the memories, right? That plays a big part, just the memory thing. But it's kind of like just kind of like an excuse to recycle some of the arcs, you know, for the sake of, you know, getting that cash grab, you know. This is what it is. It's an anime RPG, you know. So I think Alabasta for sure. Well, I mean, obviously Alabasta is in there, but for sure also CP9 is in there. I'm not sure what the other sort of sagas and arcs they're gonna deal with. What?
I can't even spell.
What?
I can't spell.
What are you? Oh, I see. Um.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I
Okay.
just can't spell.
Okay. What
But
was it? Yeah.
for at the moment, my other question was for One Piece. What was your current rating?
Oh yeah, the
You
current
gave
rating
a
6.5 out of 10 because While the story so far is pretty, it's interesting. The original story for the game, right? For the game specifically, because there are new characters in there, like Lame and Audio. You'll get to know that once you play the game, of course. They're exclusive for the game. You're not gonna see them in the canon or like that, the main canon. That's how it works for a lot of these video games, for One Piece. That part is interesting, right? So far, first impressions, right there. But unfortunately, when you're just playing the game, right, there's a lot of padding in the most unnecessary parts of the game. You know, for example, right, in Alabasta, there's a part where some monkey takes Nami's wallet, and you have to go back to a location that you were previously were just to get the wallet back. So it's like, and it's not like instant or anything like that. You have to physically walk back and take the wallet back. Now, of course, there's a reason why the monkey took this monkey took the wallet, but the fact that it happens is like, dude, yeah, this is padding the game. Like they're trying to stretch the game's length as much as possible to make it feel like it's a full game, right? Like a full game for what, $60, right? So things like that are definitely apparent, very apparent and annoying, and that's like what you can see in the reviews of a lot of the your usual outlets, right? So they're gonna say, oh, the story is great, but the padding is very apparent, and it sucks because it happens in the main story of the game. It's not even side quest stuff, it's the main game, and that gets really annoying. Otherwise, like, the combat is pretty fun, pretty simple but pretty fun, but don't expect anything too deep. It's like one of those casual JRPGs, as one may put it. So if you want just a game to just relax and stuff like that, relatively, you can definitely pick this one up. If you like One Piece, I would give it a spin, because it does kind of like feed the nostalgia factor, right? For people who love One Piece, like myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say this is a good game for a niche group, right? And not to mention, you know, the fact that they once again revisit the islands, right? So, in some way. When it comes to the combat, let me go back to the combat, is that it does feel like a really weird cross between your traditional JRPG turn-based game, but also a tactical RPG, because it does have range involved. So you have like a short range attack and a long range attack, but you're not moving your units. They're all, you know, they're just kind of standing there with the enemy, and then you can knock the enemy between different areas. You can move your units to those 4 sections or whatever in the combat setting. It's so weird. Like I'm saying, like, it's a strange combination of a tactical RPG and a turn-based RPG. So I'm thinking, I'm like, well, why didn't they just do a tactical RPG? Because there are some characters where they fight from far away, like Usopp. Robin is a long-range fighter, Nami to an extent too, but then you have Luffy, right, who can both do that, right, and to an extent. Zoro can kind of do that to an extent. Sanji's a little more close combat, so you know, you can play around with those dynamics much better in a fully fledged tactical RPG, rather than just this weird like jack of all trades, sort of like it does this but also this, but not doesn't exceed at everything kind of combination. It's definitely easy to understand once you play it, but or if you even watch someone play it, you'll get an idea of what I'm talking about. But it's still fun for what it is. It does make you want to like do the combat over like all the dialogue stuff that you go through, and the padding and everything, like I said. So that's why I give it a 6.5. So, which is above average for me, which, you know, 5 out of 10, right? just above average, just because the combat is fun for what it is. But you're really there for One Piece. You're not there for the JRPG. Is what you can take away from. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Odyssey. But you did drop this piece of news right here. What's going on here?
So, besides, now we're going into Final Fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
I still haven't played Stranger of Paradise, even though I have it.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, this is the last DLC. We're going into the future, everybody.
Oh wow.
Future.
Hmm.
I'm gonna guess that this person that we're seeing on screen is new.
Yeah.
Like just made for this game.
Mm-hmm.
But right there.
Different future. Is that what it's called? Yeah. Oh yeah. It's in the tweet. Yeah.
So that's the Emperor from Final Fantasy II.
Oh. Okay.
And apparently it's a bit of time travel. He's going after Garland.
Mm-hmm.
And what strikes me is that this is actually the model and some of the battle animations of the city
yeah.
NT.
Mm.
Like they look like they just
pull them straight from
grab
it.
the grab the asset, the model and everything, and just go like, okay. Which when you think about it, if they did continue Strangers of Paradise and just made like DLCs with Jack / Garland / Chaos fighting all the other villains, it actually saves time when you think about it. This is a weapon that's been in the Final Fantasy games for a while. Just look like a good revamp and like a very good DLC. They add more stuff to make the game, change up the gameplay.
Yeah, spice it up.
Just like here's a new guy, have fun.
Yeah.
Bye. No, it's actually like, okay, here's a new guy, and here's like flavor.
Yep. And then there's some sort of new update for the foraging and stuff like that. Who developed Strangers of Paradise again? You remember? Is it Tecmo Koei? Koei Tecmo?
So, but like the never-ending cycle. I do like how they use the different feature. That's the same thought for Final Fantasy 2.
Oh, okay. So they're kind of like celebrating Final Fantasy 2 in a way. Let me
Team Ninja.
Oh, is it Team Ninja? Okay, so yeah, Tecmo Koei. So
yeah. So again, they do have the assets.
Right, because Dissidia is also from Tecmo Koei, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so that makes sense. Dissidia, at least in Dissidia NT anyway. Yeah. All right, well, that's the gist of it. It does come out to the 27th, so pretty soon. So there's more content to consume for this year. Jeez Louise, there's a content overload. Right. And not just in video games, right? I mean, there's stuff to talk about in the streaming side, also movies and anime as well. But let's just specifically focus on this one. Or let me bring up this real quick before we go into the streaming stuff. So that looks like Keanu Reeves, right? But that's a deep fake of a stream with a streamer.
You know, I bet you if you show this to Keanu Reeves, he'll be like laughing.
You'll either laugh or kind of freak out a little bit. He's just like, wait, did I do that yesterday?
No, he wouldn't say that. He'll be like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. I know Kung Fu. Yeah.
You're taking.
We're definitely living in the age of deepfakes getting better, so. But let me see. Hold on. Let me see when he like itches his face. Let me see. Let me go full screen and then. You see how like his the fingertip kind of gets like squeezed in a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of freak.
It's a break in the matrix. Don't worry.
It's like pretty brief though, so like if you're not paying attention, really, you're not gonna catch it. But if you're like, you have to be like eyeballing it to even catch that. Not to mention his like beard and everything is like pretty spot on. So it is fucking freaky. You know, you're able to be Keanu Reeves. I've seen it might be the same streamer doing like all kinds of like YouTube shorts with the Keanu Reeves deepfake and everything. So yeah, there's been a lot of that going on that side of the internet. So we're getting there, man. We're getting to the point where you know, you don't even what was his name from Star Wars?
Mark Hamill?
No, not Mark Hamill. Well, I mean, yeah, he was AI too, or not AI, deepfake too. But like the first time they kind of used that technology. Tarkin, yes. The actor was Peter Cushing, right?
Yeah.
Yes. They took his face. Well, they did the CGI in that one, so similar end result, but different process.
Yep.
It's not so much a deep fake, but I think the first deep fake, quote unquote, was with Luke Skywalker and Mark Hamill's younger self, right? But the voice was AI, so that one's like a little off there. But like, we're getting to that point, man, where even if the actor is dead, we're gonna see their face just casually plastered onto somebody else, man. And then it might be a point to where, hey, who needs them anymore when we can just have these people just play them and then just plaster their face over them and use the AI voice to fill that in. And if it's adequate enough, hey, there you go. You don't have to even pay them anymore. As much, I mean. Maybe you have to pay like royalties for using their face, but that's not in their contract, right? So maybe you can potentially get away from that. Get away with that sort of stuff. Man, what do you think of all that, man? What do you make of that?
I mean, I think it's like when we get down to the later down the line when deepfake is actually like good.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be good and bad because then it's like one, say for like, you know, when they are using deepfake for like showing an actor's younger self for just one scene, I can understand. Okay,
right, for those specific,
that's good for that. But then when it comes to like, oh, we're just gonna full on deepfake this one actor because they refuse to do this or that, it's like, no. There's gonna be a lot of like hoops and ladders.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from or where you're going with that.
So it's gonna be a blessing and a curse at the same time.
Yeah, for sure. It's like a lot of these things that are being used nowadays, right? It's the concept of AI stuff is great, right? Let me say that much. but how people are using this currently is bad. So, for example, right, NFTs and blockchains, right, the technology itself doesn't sound too bad, but how they're using it, that's terrible, because it essentially steals from artists, right? I don't know about blockchain specifically, but the NFTs, yes. And of course, blockchains are used for money purposes, right? Money making purposes. Of course. AI art, right? The technology itself, that's fine. I'm not having a problem with that. But my problem is that people are using it to steal from other artists and claiming it as their own.
Yep. Just doing that age-old thing. Oh, here's the original art. I'm going to slightly like just switch the colors. Now it's mine.
Yeah. It essentially
Like,
steals
no.
assets and algorithms from other parts of the internet, which essentially steals from other artists. And that's how it makes it. Right. The very central device itself isn't so bad. It's how people are using it, you know.
That's why I'm gonna call it already. Like when the deepfake gets again really good, people better not be surprised if like the family or the estate of the actor or actress says no, you cannot. Like let's say they used a deep fake of Betty White.
Oh yeah.
Guarantee you some people are gonna say nope. It's like oh wow, that's awesome. It's nice to see her again, but please no. Let
it be. I mean, just let it go, man.
yeah, I mean it's like again like trying to bring back Stanley into the MCU movies. It's like no, just let his legacy live on through the comics and the movies.
In spirit, right?
Yeah, we technically already have someone that's slowly filling Stanley's shoes, and that's Wong from Doctor Strange. He's technically slowly filling that shoe. And hey, guess what? Everyone likes Wong. So
yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if Disney finally announced like, oh yeah, Wong is the unofficial like he's in every TV show. Yeah.
The Stan Lee, the successor, kind of. Yeah.
Deepfake, pretty cool. Really scary also.
Yes, exactly. The device themselves, pretty cool. How are people using it? Pretty fucking scary. And also very malicious. One can say. Right. So
Pretty soon I'm gonna see deepfakes of celebrity, only fan accounts. Yeah.
I mean, I think the worst case scenario would be something like political figures, right? To do like very malicious things or even very like dangerous things. Like framing them for murder or something. Framing them for doing this or something. Saying this, saying that. You know? We might get to that point. I mean, well, it's just a matter of when, really. There's already been one with Obama. But luckily, it was just like a comedic effect. But one can like try to forge it into something like, make him look like he's transphobic or something, or make him look like he's a phobic of this, of whatever, right? That's one way to use it, man. Shitty, scary, but it is possible. Alrighty. Now we can talk about the kind of talk about Last of Us, the live action series, a little bit. I did take a look at it myself yesterday, and I definitely can say, as someone who did play the game, is that it definitely nails the tone of the original source quite well, I would say. It's not like one to one, like the same exact thing, right? But there are alternate, yeah, there are alternate scenes, right? But it still tells the story pretty well. It still flows pretty well for the most part. Of course, it's not gonna be perfect, but for what it is, it really nails the same tone as the Last of Us video game. I think also, like, Pedro Pascal is doing Joel pretty good, like if not very well. Tess makes an appearance, let me just say. You see some of the old faces, right, from Last of Us, for anyone who wants to remember some of those characters, including Marlene of the Fireflies, right? And then there's some extras in there too, of course. Some extra characters thrown in there. And yeah, I mean, I think it's doing pretty well so far.
From what I read with The Last of Us, a lot of people didn't like it because the zombies are not the same like the game. I forgot
Yeah.
they're not worse. It's like the whole thing is like different, but it still shares the same concept, right?
Yes, it's still the same concept. I don't know what they're trying to
So
get
that's
at.
why I don't know why people are going like. That's why when it comes to like adaptations or stuff like this, it's like, okay, honey, let's go back to basics. Do you really want a one-to-one
Yeah.
shot for shot, same beat
Yeah.
of this to this? No, I don't want that because I'll find that fucking boring.
Mm-hmm.
So with I'm guessing like with the liberty that they can do with how these creatures are, kind of makes sense for that world, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's still the whole fungus thing and stuff like that. It still has like the whole mushroom thing going on. I don't know where people are really getting at. I mean, we have it's still just episode 1, so
Yeah.
hopefully we'll see the big, what do you call, the big fat ones, and like
Mhm.
and the rest of the clickers too, right? So those famous sounds that you hear that you don't want to hear in the game. Definitely want to stay away from. But yeah, no, I mean, it still like I said, it still nails the same tone, the same sort of flavor. But obviously they alternate the scenes, right, to keep it a little fresh, you know.
Yeah.
Extra characters in there, obviously, but it still tells the same sort of story. So that's awesome. I like it so far. I'll definitely keep watching it. You know, I can nitpick at some things, like, oh, maybe the casting could have been a little different, you know what I mean? But nah, I mean, you can't really go beyond that, really. I don't know. But it's just so funny with the stuff before it, right? Like, oh, they want to disassociate it with the video game or something like that, even though one of the actors for Ellie, right, secretly watched the video game stuff, this video game cutscenes, on her off time, so that she knows what she's doing, you know, right, with the character.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny.
She did her own research.
Exactly, yeah. Now it could be just all there for marketing purposes, maybe. So just to grab that clickbait, stuff like that. But it's like the video game. That's all I can say about Last of Us HBO Max so far. It's like the video game, not exactly, but it's fun. It's a fun watch, I think, for anyone who likes Last of Us. If you want to see Pedro Pascal, there you go. You know, I think he's doing pretty well so far as Joel. Yeah.
Am I gonna watch it? Probably later when it's completed.
Let me tell you, the first episode though is like an hour 20. I'm like, whoa, this is a pretty long episode. So just a little heads up there. First episode, 120. Or an hour 20, excuse me, not 120.
An hour 20. Okay, so to put it in terms for weebs, like for the weebs, that's like 3 anime episodes. About 4. Because if we take out the 2 minutes,
because the opening, right, the ending.
Okay, 5. Let's go. Let's be safe. 5.
That's too much. I say 3 to 4. No, 3 to 2. Sorry, depending on how I was being told, but yeah. How it's being distributed.
Yeah, and then if it's like a recap episode,
oh god,
those
don't even
just skip over that.
Don't even get me started on that stuff. Oh,
that's why I wish sometimes some anime, if it is a recap episode, like it doesn't start off with the title screen. It just like slaps like this is a recap episode. Like don't make it like it's a new episode. Just say it's a recap episode. See you guys next week.
I remember seeing that in some of the animes from late 2010s, and they even like joke about it, like, "Oh, this is gonna be a recap episode, so if you tune in and don't like it, we're sorry," or whatever. Like they're trying to be like meta about it or whatever. But yeah. Of course, even One Piece is guilty of that for sure.
Yep.
I think the most recent recap, quote unquote, is like, what's his name? Bartholomew. What's his name? The guy with the barrier fruit. He does this too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's like the host for like the recap episodes, and then he talks to like the character of the day or something, like Law or someone else, for example. And then they just talk about Law.
Like that. With that character alone, it works. He's the ultimate fanboy. So, let him have his
that one is like, that makes sense in a way, because he is, like you said, he's a fanboy. It's funny.
For like other like animes that's been long running and they have those recap episodes, like, oh my god.
I'm pretty sure Detective Conan is very guilty of that too. He's still a little boy.
I'm a little boy because I choose not to be an adult. It's like, sorry to say, kid, you gotta grow up.
Well, he has to find the serum to bring him.
I can't find the serum. You had your chance like 10 episodes ago. Oh.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I did? It's like, get out.
Yep.
Yep.
That is essentially all we have on the docket, because like I said, man, it's been a light week. Nothing really, nothing much to go off of. It is January, so it is sort of that time of the year to sort of not get as much news. But once it's like February or something, I'm pretty sure like the Nintendo Direct or something will pop up, and then, that's when all the stuff starts to come in. But there's still good stuff coming in a little bit, like trickling in. Like the games are coming out, like One Piece Odyssey, for example, that just came out. And then by the time this episode comes out, I'm already playing Fire Emblem Engage, which is pretty soon as we record this. Are you getting that game, by the way, or are you not so much?
Not at the moment.
Yeah. That one I'm excited for. I do want to play it because it looks fucking colorful, man. It's got all the colors, including red and blue. You got the Pepsi Man protagonists. I mean,
Gypsy man.
yep. Yeah, I mean the artist Mika Picasso really likes those colors, so it can't be helped. Character designer for that game, so that's actually pretty awesome. I mean, we got like maybe some minutes to kill, so maybe well, hold on, let me see if there's like hidden big news or anything like that. Let me just check on my phone just to be safe, so that way we don't run into some Twitter posts, if you know what I mean.
I know, like that last time we were like, whoa!
Yes.
reverse.
Yeah. Let me see. I mean, of course, there's the whole thing about Velma, but I'm not bothering with that shit. It's what did you expect? But people are watching it and they're calling it a piece of shit. All right, it's not a good show. What do you know? But let me see. The new Genshin update came out. New character. I got the character within like 5 wishes, including the weapon too. So I got the new weapon and a character within 10 summons, I should say. So 50 wishes, yeah. So, which is actually very lucky. Very lucky. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really seeing anything on my end. Nothing big. But let's hope that Wizards of the Coast kind of chills out for at least a good while with the license. What else? I was gonna say something. My Kazuya and Sephiroth amiibos arrived today. So they're still in the box. I haven't opened those just yet. Those came in the mail. Yeah, it's still like kind of sitting in the living room. So I'm definitely grabbing those once we end this episode. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. I think what was it? HBO Max was like, "Oh, look at Velma, it's #1." It's like, well, no shit, you don't have any other like animated stuff at the moment, so there's nothing really competing it.
Yeah.
You like cancel all those like other shows too, not to mention, which is stupid. And then what? Harley Quinn already had its time, right? So of course it's not gonna be #1. Yeah. They like came out with a new season like what, last year-ish, right? So.
Yeah.
That already passed by. If let's say Harley Quinn and Velma came around the same time, yeah, guess what's gonna be #1 then? Oh, but it's #2, so it's not too bad, right? Ooh. Yeah. All right. Well, that's all we got. So let's end it on that. So. Thank you very much for tuning in for this relatively light episode of the Hypecast. Hopefully next week will be adequate enough for another episode. We'll see. Yeah. Yep. We'll be on top of that. So if there's any like further development with like, I don't know, with Wizards of the Coast for some reason, yeah, we'll definitely be on top of that for sure. Yeah, stuff like that. So, but either way, thank you very much, and we will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.